Live.
People coming out of jail.
We're gonna do a regular video on camera 1.
Where did you live in the jail? What did you go with?
Actually, camera 2 does way better on that. More steady.
They come from the Middle East. They come from South America.
Camera 1 right now, everyone.
And they're really very, in many cases, very, very bad.
Camera 1's got a stabilizer on it too. It's not shaky.
Our gang members look like
Come to camera 1 right here. They do. Yeah, they make our gang members look nice.
He makes Jimmy Carter look like a genius.
Come to camera 1, it's a lot more stable.
Jimmy
Not all
Carter's
shaky.
administration looked brilliant by comparison.
Where is he?
In all fairness, he wasn't doing things like this. He wasn't allowing 17, 18 million people.
Come to camera 1, it's more steady, everybody.
We have no idea who the hell
Come to camera 1 right now.
Day after
I'm gonna
day,
stop
week
the
after
pause
week,
this
more
live.
Americans are raped,
Fuck it, let's get
kidnapped,
them
and
both
brutally
going.
killed at the hands of criminals. Joe Biden.
Come to camera live, I'm pausing camera 2.
He released them all. We had, by the way, 4 years ago, I wish they could put it up on the screen, we had the strongest border in the history of our country. Now we have the weakest border in the history of the world. In the history of the world. Ah, there it is. That cost a little money to bring that sucker up here. You know this. But take a look at that. You see the red arrow on the bottom? That was the week I left office. What a sad day that was for the country.
Sure was.
So that was the week I left office. See the red arrow on the bottom? That's the only one you have to even look at. That was
See how much steadier camera 2 is?
Look at the number.
I'm
That
live.
was the lowest number in the history of our country of illegals coming in. But you can also add drugs and other things, okay? But look at that number, and that was done by Border Patrol. Look at that number. And then look what happens as soon as I leave. Look at the
Look at how
numbers.
much more steady
The
camera 2 is.
largest influx of people ever to come to any country. There's never been anything like this. And we don't know where they come from, who they are. We don't have any records. There's no way to check it. You know, they come from some country that nobody ever heard of. They don't keep records, and we don't get their records. And we don't know what we're taking in, but you know one thing. You remember the snake. It's not going to be good, right? It's not going to be good. When you let in a snake, when you let in people that come out of prisons for murder, it's not going to end well. We're going to have a lot of problems. We're going to get them out. We're going to get them out as fast as we can. We're going to have the largest deportation.
Yeah. I wish you could let me tell them about Chicago and how what they're doing there.
The savage murder of an innocent American woman, you probably all
Recording on camera 1.
in Maryland, Rachel Morin, 37 years old, mother of 5, beautiful woman, nice woman, everybody loved her. Police believe that this animal was responsible for Rachel's killing, first murdered another young woman in El
Hit that thumbs up,
Salvador.
like, subscribe, and share.
Came from El Salvador, murdered a woman, at least one. Then fled across this Joe Biden open border. Just come on in, everybody. We want you to check your name. Came into the United States, after which he savagely attacked a 9-year-old girl and her mother in a home invasion in Los Angeles in an area that was supposed to be safe.
Like, subscribe, share, hit thumbs up.
With raping and murdering Rachel when she was out for a run. She was running, wanted to keep herself in shape before dumping her body into a drainage ditch. That's how they found her, into a drainage ditch. This monster should never have been allowed into our country. If I was president, he would never have been able to come in. He would have never been able to come in. You see it? You see it?
Yeah! I should do a desert and get closer. USA! 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 USA!
Just like the killer, you've read about this too. Laken Riley.
See how much steadier camera 1 is, camera 2 is for live.
She wanted to be a nurse. She was a top student, a top everything. She was admired by everybody in New York. And she was murdered by the same kind of person that came in here under Biden's. No, there is no policy. They just come in. They just come in. And you know, I listened to Tom Homan the other day.
This is why I go downtown and keep recording everything, people.
He said there's never been an administration so good on the border and so good generally, but he's a border guy. He's a pure, powerful border guy. He said there's never been an administration like Trump. It's the greatest border, the safest border we've ever had. All these murders that are taking place, and all the murders that will take place. You're just seeing the beginning. They're just getting comfortable, you know? They're here for a little while. They're not going to start it. They want to find out. They're just getting comfortable. Now they're having fist fights with cops in the middle of the street.
And they're having fights
In
with
the middle of
knives
New
in
York
downtown
City,
Chicago and
a
machetes.
guy fist fighting with a cop.
Go to
I've seen
Subex
people
News.
shot
He's
at
got it on there.
But a fist fight, that's really crazy.
I think a fight with machete is crazy.
If that happened
Downtown
20 years
Chicago.
ago, they would have had him killed immediately. He would have been killed immediately. But here we're very nice. We're politically correct. Also recently in New York, an illegal alien with mutual and multiple prior arrests approached two 13-year-old children with a machete in broad daylight, forced them into the woods, tied them together by the wrist, and raped the girl at a park in Queens. I grew up in Queens. When I'm reelected, we will begin removing these criminals, these horrible.
Come to camera 2, everybody. Camera 2's way steadier. I'm live. Come to camera 2, right here. It's on live right now. Go to my channel.
It's not like we have a choice. Like, do we have a choice? We're not going to live like this. You know that area in Queens? I said that's where I grew up. I grew up right near that area. It was unthinkable. My parents said, well, I'd go to the park. It was like 20 blocks away. I'd take a bicycle and ride there. Nobody thought anything was going to happen. I did that for years. Played baseball and different things in the park, and you'd ride and you'd come back home. Mother would say, hi, Carl, would you like something to eat? Today, if you let your kid out of the house for 5 minutes, the kid is gone. You never see it. It's horrible what's going on. We're not living the proper life. This is not appropriate what's happening. Our country is so badly run. And by the way, you know, Kenosha, I say it's Kenosha. You know that? Kenosha was about ready to go down the tubes, and the governor wouldn't move. He just wouldn't move, and I moved. You know, I'm not supposed to. It's supposed to be the governor's supposed to do, the mayor and the governor. But we did a great job, and we saved a lot of different places.
Sorry, I'm trying to do 2 cameras at once on an unsteady
Joe
chair.
Biden's amnesty is also a cold-blooded betrayal of American seniors. By the way, did you see Nancy Pelosi? Her daughter did a documentary.
Whoa!
No, this happened just a couple of days. They found the documentary. Her daughter, who's a quote documentary maker, has a documentary where Nancy Pelosi is saying it's my fault, meaning her fault, not my fault.
Oh, I saw that.
That she takes full responsibility for what's happening. That's as the event is happening. You know why? Because she was being honest for the first couple of hours. And
For real?
I offered them 10,000 soldiers because I knew the crowd was going to be big. But I offered them 10,000 soldiers and she turned it down. She said, oh, I don't like the look. She turned it down. And the mayor of Washington, D.C., which we're going to redevelop and make beautiful again. Because right now it's a crime-ridden capital.
Yeah!
But they turned it down. They turned down their stuff. And now, the J6 committee, I call it the Unselect Committee. They're unselect.
Yeah, I was gonna go to that. I'm
They're the
happy I
most
didn't.
unselect. We should have people like you. We should have put Vivek in the committee, right?
Alright guys, gotta look. Let's talk about that guy with the American flag wrapped around him. See that guy right there?
Committee of Political Thought.
I wish I could get pointed out.
The evidence was so bad
I came
and so
unprepared.
compelling against the Democrats and against the people that are supposed to be doing that job, that they destroyed and deleted. Everything is deleted. Remember they said I attacked Secret Service agents while I was in the back of a car. And I have friends that say, don't
What?
change that story. Man, you sound tough as hell. That's you know, these guys are like 30 years old. One is a weightlifter, the other one's a karate top guy or something. I went for the one who was rebuffed. But my hands wrapped around the other one's neck. I would have been in trouble if I did that, I think. But what happened is when Secret Service went in, they totally told the proper story. Nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. Then she supposedly changed. She said something went on there. But that's just one of many things. The Pelosi thing is something that was now is totally on the record. And they deleted and destroyed all of the records. And they are really disgraceful people. Remember I said peacefully and patriotically. Peacefully. They didn't have that in my speech. They put my speech up, but they took phrases out like peacefully and patriotically. And these are very dishonest people. You know, I say we have problems from the outside and problems from within, and I really believe that you have a smart president. I have no problem with China. I have no problem with Russia. I stopped Russia.
All
Russia
right.
would have never gone into Ukraine. I stopped their pipeline going into Germany.
Built our pipeline that Joe Biden killed.
And Putin actually said, you know, they say that you and I are friends. I hate to see you as an enemy. You stopped my pipeline. And we stopped going to Germany, going all over Europe, and Biden immediately approved it. But he killed our pipeline.
Yeah, right.
Keystone.
Whoa!
Keystone XL, 48,000 jobs. He stopped our pipeline.
Fuck
Biden
Biden.
and his party are hell-bent on legalizing every single Biden migrant who has violated our borders, dumping
Damn right.
millions of people onto Medicare and Social Security and
Yep.
Obamacare. By the way, all of these people going into Social Security, Medicare, Obamacare, whatever you want to call it,
Bullshit
it's
care.
going to destroy all of them. It's not going to be.
Doesn't help my girl, that bullshit
They're going
Obamacare.
to ruin your Social Security. This guy's killing your Social Security.
Sure
Biden
is.
and the Democrats are wheeling Granny off the cliff to give benefits to illegal aliens.
Right,
They
at
gave
our
benefits
expenses,
to-
at disabled people's
And you know what, the
expenses.
stat that came out the other day is that almost all of the new jobs in this country are going to illegals. They're not going to our people. They're going to illegals. And that's
Whoa!
population, Hispanic population, is voting for me at levels that nobody's ever seen before in this country.
Yeah!
They're not getting their jobs. But they're losing their jobs. As president, I will fight for American seniors like nobody has ever fought before, and we will not be fighting for the Biden illegals, as I call them. I will fight for American workers, not for human traffickers. I will fight for the American dreamers, not the child smugglers and women smugglers.
Yeah!
And I will restore the sovereign borders of the United States of America. So help me God.
Yeah! We love Trump! 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 I'm gay for Trump.
You know, they actually have the best location. People think it's them, but it's not, because nobody sees you on camera. They're on camera for an hour and a half, depending on. And in numerous cases, perhaps they become Hollywood stars. You know, they say, who is that person with great star appeal behind Trump? Let's see.
Hey Trump, my YouTube channel needs some endorsement. Let's talk about all them. I wish I could have got back there, man. My YouTube channel really could use you, Trump.
You never know. Hey, you never know what is a star after that. What is a star? I will also take.
All right, we're just gonna
immediate
focus on
action to
camera
save
one
our
now.
economy. Our economy is doing terribly. Inflation has killed our economy. It's a nation buster. On the last day in office, inflation was at less than 1.4%, and as you know, it's now 10. Look, if you take a look at our inflation, our real inflation, they said it was 10 for the last couple of years. You take a look at inflation, and if you add different categories, which I think our inflation is between 40 and 50%. They say it's at 22%.
Bullshit.
22% is a lot. That's record setting. But I think you could double it. Let them add the cost of interest. Let them add the cost of trying to buy a house. Nobody can buy
For
a house.
real.
The American dream is dead. The money they can't get, the interest rates through the roof.
I'm gonna try to
Turn
adjust.
the gasoline down to $1.80.
Yeah! Fuck yeah! Cheapest gas ever!
And by the end, the 30-year mortgage rate was 2.7%.
Come on, that deserves a thumbs up.
Think of that, and now it's 10%, 11%, 12%. You can't get the money, so it doesn't make any difference. They can tell you what the rate is, but you can't get the money. Joe Biden inherited the fastest and strongest economic recovery in history. I gave him the greatest economic recovery in history. It's called bounce back. We were all set. We were set. I hated. We had it. We had the greatest economy ever in the history of the world.
Let's see if I can turn on my light and maybe get
And we did
it.
an unbelievable job. And by the time we ended, we gave him the greatest bounce back that anybody's ever had.
Ah,
And guess
Trump!
what? He blew it to shreds.
Fuck that
That's
guy.
where we are right now. Biden's inflation price hikes and energy destruction across the average American family, an astonishing $28,000. Think of that, $28,000. And on day one of my new administration, we will throw out Bidenomics and replace it with Maganomics.
Yeah! Fire Biden.
It was just announced, you probably heard it, this came as I'm walking up, I say, let me say that. I'm walking up here. It was just announced that the budget deficit is now expected to be almost $2 trillion in 2024. Think of it, $2
Boo!
trillion. Let's see, 2024.
And he almost had our national debt. He was paying it off.
They're going to say I have a $2 trillion deficit. I say I didn't do anything. But we'll get it down. $400 billion more than estimated just a few months ago because he's throwing money out the window.
Yeah, it sure
on
is.
Green New Scam and other things. Because this student loan program, which it's not even legal. I mean, it's not even legal. And the students aren't buying it, by the way. His polls are down. I'm leading in young
Hey.
people by numbers that go.
That's why at that DePaul University they had Genocide Biden.
And remember, with Trump, no tax on tips.
Yeah!
No tax on tips. No, I think it's good. You know, you work, and they come out and they harass you. They really harass you. A lot of people have told me that. He's just passed new regulations.
Hold on, Kendra, too, everybody. Two is way better.
That earn tips really for a living. For the most part, they live on tips. I will stop Biden's wasteful spending and rapidly terminate the Green New Scam, which is a total scam. We're spending money like drunken sailors. You know,
Damn right.
drunken sailors. They love that.
Come back to camera 2, everybody.
I will end the Biden inflation
More
nightmare,
study.
and we will end it quickly. And I will repeal crooked Joe Biden's insane electric vehicle mandate.
Yeah! Gas cars! Yeah! Drill! Oil! We like our oil! I like my driving my Camaro with gas. Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
Thank you.
I'm gonna try holding the face. I'm gonna try holding the mask up, see if he sees it. He's trying to get a point at me, man. Oh, point at me, Trump.
I will also stop inflation by stopping the invasion, rapidly reducing housing costs. You know, they're taking over our hotels. Think of it. You have people that come in illegally that don't speak the language. We don't even know the country. These are countries where we have nobody in our country that even understands the language. And they're living in luxury hotels in many cases. As I said, as our wonderful warriors they're wounded. In many cases, they are literally wounded. They're wounded from what's taking place, from the trauma, but they're wounded. And they're laying in the streets of San Francisco and Los Angeles and New York and Chicago and Oakland and all over the place. And you have other people living in luxury hotels. You tell me, is this country screwed up or what?
Yeah!
We will cut every unnecessary Biden regulation. You know, I cut regulations more than any president in history. That's how we got all the jobs. And I cut your taxes, the biggest tax cut in the history of our country.
Yeah!
Cut tax cuts permanent and reduce taxes even more for working families and small businesses. They want to let the Trump tax cuts expire. If you do that, you will pay 4 times the amount of taxes.
I'm gonna mix buyer.
Somehow, you know, all my life I watch politicians, and they've always said I'm going to reduce your taxes. This is the only group I've ever seen we're going to raise your taxes by 4 times. So let's vote for them.
Right?
There's something crazy going on. There's something crazy in the water. But you know, I produce the cleanest water and the cleanest air. That's what I want. I want clean water, clean, crystal clean air. Unlike me, Joe Biden is in fighting for the working people. He's fighting for all of the corrupt interests that get rich off the suffering of the middle class. And he's fighting for China. And he's fighting for lots of other countries.
Boo!
He puts America last. Crooked Joe back NAFTA, China's entry into the World Trade Organization, and the horrible
We're holding the mask up.
and also the ripoff called the Paris Climate Accord.
That's a ripoff.
Except we were paying the whole brunt of it. China wasn't paying, Russia wasn't paying, India wasn't paying. We were
What's
paying
up, Greg? What's up, MJR? What's up, John Meyer?
I said, you know, when I terminate this deal, I'm going to get killed on this. I terminated it, everybody thanked me. It was like, because they all know the people are really smart. They get it. They get it. What we are doing for other countries, and we're destroying ourselves, and we owe $35 trillion. You know, it's not
Yeah,
like we
sure.
have nothing but cash. He sent our blood and treasure to back regime change in Iraq, regime change in Libya, regime change in Syria, and every other globalist disaster for half a century. It's been going on the same. I took our soldiers out. You know, I'm the only president that didn't start a war. I'm the only.
Damn right, yeah! Yeah! I wish I got to sit over there with those people.
I finished it. But I didn't start a war. I got our soldiers out of Syria. I read this morning that, oh gee, it was a shame. We had 5,000 soldiers on the border, Syria and Turkey. Right in the border.
Come to camera 2. Camera 2 is more clear, everybody. You're still in camera 1.
250,000 person army and 150,000. I went to a general and said, how do our 5,000 soldiers do in that case? You got two warring nations. They say, not good, sir. I say, I think it's time to get them out, right? We got them out. Then we had 54 soldiers. And I say, this one I don't have to ask the general. Get them the hell out of there. You know what? Essentially, nothing happened. They've had that border for 2,000 years, different names. But they've had that border for 2,000 years. They've been fighting for 2,000 years.
That's
Why did we have
crazy.
soldiers here? Took them out. And we didn't have people killed. We had nobody killed.
Yeah!
Fight over the border a little bit, but not much. It's, you know, they fight for a little while, then they stop. This goes on for thousands. This
Hey,
goes
people
on for
watching on
thousands
camera
of
1,
years.
come over to this
No,
camera.
you know,
Camera
we
2 is
are
more steady.
now, we call ourselves, you know,
Camera 2 is zoomed in, camera 1 zoomed out.
the party of common sense. We're the
Trying to
party
tell all
of
these people
common
coming on
sense.
camera 2 to camera 1 to come to camera 2.
After years of Crooked Joe building up foreign nations under my leadership, we will once again build up our nation, if that's okay. That's what I think it's time, right? I will revoke China's most favored nation's trade status. They have the most favored nation. They're favored. I said, why do you have that presidency? Well, we are a developing nation. You got nothing but cash. You're killing us. We paid them $500 billion a year. They built their military because of stupid people. And one thing, you know, somebody said, you don't even think about it. I read it 2 nights ago. Donald Trump was the one that brought up China and the tremendous threat that China is, and the amount
Hands
of money
cramping up.
that China takes out of our country. I mean, you never heard that until I came along.
Why is camera 2
You know,
one
it's one
so
thing to
shaky?
talk
Camera
about
1
it, but I
doesn't
did
shake.
talk about it. But I was doing something. We took out hundreds
camera
of
1
billions
people
of
on
dollars
camera
out
2.
of China. Not one president took out 10 cents. In fact, Biden wants to revoke the tariffs, but he can't because it's so much money. He can't do it. He just can't do it. I also will pass the Trump Reciprocal Trade Act. That's if China or any other country makes us pay 100 or 200% tariff or tax, we will make them pay a reciprocal tariff or tax of 100 to 200%.
Yeah!
And it's not only China, it's many countries. We have countries that charge us tremendous taxes and tariffs, we don't charge them anything. And I was changing that and got a lot of it changed with South Korea, with Japan, made a new deal with Japan. Oh, Japan was really, you know, Prime Minister Abe, he was great, of Japan. He was assassinated. He was a great friend of mine. He was a great gentleman. He loved his people. He loved his country. I went to him. I said, you know, the trade deal between Japan and the United States is the
Wonder if you could
most
smoke a
unfair
cigarette over
thing
there.
I think I've ever seen. They sell cars to us. We can't sell cars to them. They sell food to us. We can't sell food to them. And it's that way
He's
we're
right.
in the union too. And I said to Abe, I love that.
Oh,
guy.
where are you at,
He's
John
been
Mayer?
rugged and he was getting well.
On the
And he was
camera?
rugged. very popular guy who would have won easily. But I said, we can't do this. He said, I was waiting for you to ask. He said, nobody's ever asked. Nobody from your country has ever asked, you know? He said, I'm shocked it took me so long, and I renegotiated it. I mean, I liked him so much, I could have made probably a tougher deal, but we made it a tough deal. I liked him, he was a great guy, and we renegotiated that deal. We renegotiated a lot. It was one of the best deals I made was with China, but because of COVID, I didn't even talk about that deal. China had to buy $50 billion worth of our product, our agricultural product mostly. And you know, it was interesting during the negotiation. I said, what are we asking for? $15 million, 15.
God damn.
So I thought they meant 50. I heard it was 50. So when they came to me, they said, we have the deal done with China, it's 15 million. I said, what do you mean 15? It's 50, you told me. They said, no, it's 15. I said, go back and ask for 50. And we got it. Did you win it? We got it.
Yeah.
But the Reciprocal Trade Act is basically a terrible expression, but it's, you know, as accurate as I can make it. You know, I have a man I have a lot of respect for. He said, please, you speak so beautifully. Don't hurt your speech by using foul language. But sometimes foul language is a little bit necessary. More necessary.
That's right, cuss him out, she said.
I have to say, on television, it doesn't sound good. Well, it sounds okay, actually. But
Yeah, it does.
here, you don't make your point.
Yeah,
But
that's
I don't
right.
think this is too bad. Because reciprocal trade, that's, you screw us, we screw you.
What section are you in? Where are you, John Mayer? Where are you? What section? Right back there or some shit?
There's just no word.
Where are you?
To cover that. So,
Where are you at, man?
and you know who that was? Was anybody there?
What section you in? Where you at? John Mayer, where are you?
Great man, actually. Franklin Graham, you're right. It was Franklin Graham. He wrote me a beautiful letter, and he said, your speech was so good, and I loved it and everything else, but you don't have to use foul language. And I very rarely do. And it's not really, it's just, you know, little words, like that word that starts with a B.
Where are you at? What section? Are you behind me, in front of me, John Mayer?
It's just such a descriptive word. I don't know how you replace some of these words. But I think of him when I'm about to do, and usually last week I said I'm going to behave, and I did. I totally behaved.
That's
This one I
bad.
didn't use those two words, the same word twice. Biden would say I use 3 words 4 times.
We love you, Trump!
You know, 4 words and say. And
I just have to do it. Here's someone else do it.
Issue 4 words. This guy. This is what we have negotiated. This is what we have negotiated with Putin, with President Xi of China, with Kim Jong-un, who's loaded up with nuclear weapons. This is what we have negotiated. You know, when France came out and wanted to tax our nation, I told them you can't do it, because if you do it, you're going to pay 100% tax on all of your
Sorry, I
wealth.
almost fell.
And it'll only be champagne that you send in. And all my people said you couldn't do it, you'll never be able to change it. They're going to tax our companies 25%. And I said, we're going to do it. And I did that, and it was a miracle. They
Yeah,
said,
it's really hard trying to hold 2 cameras.
good man, he loves France. He doesn't love us, he loves France. Right? And he said, no, you have to pay, we're going to charge you 100%. And I said, this is, everybody told me it couldn't be done. My own people told me it couldn't be done. And I said, no, 100%, starting on Monday, this was Friday. He called me back 5 minutes later and said that we would be delighted to drop that tax. We would be delighted to drop that 25% tax on your companies, Vivek. But if I gave it to Vivek to do, I think he'd pull it off, right? Yeah. He'd pull it off. It's no wonder Joe Biden and his thugs are so desperate to stop us. They know that we are the only ones who can stop them, and they know that. All of their persecutions and
Oh, you're not even here, John Mayer? What you talking about then?
I'm running for president and leading very big in the polls, including in this great state.
Yeah! Yeah!
Do you remember in 2016 we won, and then we did much better here in 2020, but lots of things happened. And then in the end we won, but by that time it was a little late. But in 2016 we won. And I got a call from ABC Washington Post, very...
Sorry, I was trying to wave the mask up in the sky.
Which is a good thing, because...
Trying to get the point.
And ABC, they have George Stopalopoulos. I call him Slopadopoulos. George Stopalopoulos. I said, George, I've had you up to here. You're going to start telling You're going to start telling they're doing one of the debates I understood. See, I agreed to this stuff. You know, I agreed to the debates.
Hey, who's that guy that's sitting down there? It looks like Trump. Oh wait, no, that's the camera. Sorry. Trying to do 2 cameras at once. I got a battery pack I'm holding. It's a lot. Oh, hey, excuse me, sir. Hey, sir. Can you hand me that, please? Right there. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you, sir.
No audience.
I dropped the mask.
No audience. I said, well, I think we should at least stand up. Don't you think it would be respectful? But I said, we'll do it. They didn't think I was going to do it. They thought I would say, no, I don't want to do it because CNN is so, you know, fake news. But I think maybe they'll be honest. I think Fake Tapper would really help himself if we're honest. But you'll see immediately if it is or not. I'll probably be Dana Bash. I'll probably be negotiating with 3 people, but that's okay. I've done that before. I'll be debating 3 people instead of one half of a person. The outrageous charges in New York were a corrupt creation of crooked Joe Biden and his group. And they really weaponized what they did is they weaponized the Department of Justice.
Yes, they did!
So it was all planned and carried out by his thugs in Washington, giving
Cronies.
New York.
These cronies did all that.
It was all one big thing, including civil cases. The case was completely devoid of facts, merit, or even any crimes. Every legal analyst, all great people, you don't have to go over their names, I go over them all the time. But all of the great legal analysts said there is no case here, there is no crime, he shouldn't charge, etc.
I got my Carmi mask out.
This wasn't a legitimate indictment. This was a Joe Biden indictment to try and hurt your political opponent.
Yes, it was!
It's really reverberated because the numbers we've never had numbers better than this, and they've really gone up a lot since that fake deal was started. But since the rigged trial in New York, and think of this, the poll numbers have increased very substantially, and the fundraising is, I think, set all-time records. I
He's looking my way. I was trying to get that the face, the mask up there so you could see it. Somebody would point at me.
If it hadn't, it would have gone the opposite way. If this was real stuff, it would have been the opposite.
I was supposed to go see him on January 6th. I'm kind of glad I didn't do all that. I probably would have went in the White House. I'm sitting in jail right now.
Dershowitz, take a look at Dershowitz and Mark Levin, all great people. Andrew McCarthy, Rick Jarrett.
Man, it's all seats down there. I want to see if I can maneuver closer somehow. I won't be able to get this high up. I'm on a seat.
You think Biden could remember 5, 6, 7?
Hell no!
And honestly, many others. And they all came out and they said, this is a terrible thing that's happening to our country, etc., etc. And people went, and that's when the numbers quadrupled, everything quadrupled. The poll numbers were great, the fundraising numbers went up at levels that no one has ever seen before. Because they know it's all fake stuff, it's a Biden indictment. These are indictments, these are Biden indictments. He did it to hurt his political opponent because he's a lowlife who's the dumbest president we've ever had in addition to
Yeah! But how? They're bringing in the migrants! How are you going to stop it? Because the migrants are trying to vote. They are voting, I mean. How are we going to stop them, man? They're bringing in fucking 8 million fucking migrants a day, man.
You know what Biden would say? He'd say, if we win Iowa, or say we're in Wisconsin. But I have to be careful because when I do that stuff, they'll sometimes put it on like I was saying. When I imitate him, because he can't find his way off the stage ever. There's only
no, he can't.
4 or 5 stairs on this one. Sometimes I have like 7 stairs. Anything built by the government, we have a lot of stairs. Because they have unlimited funds. But you know what? When I imitate him, and you've heard this a little bit, I say it every once in a while. I said to my wife, how good was that speech? Was that great? Was it greatest? I had 107,000 people show up in New Jersey 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and New York, you had a bunch.
It was love. That was a love fest. I called up my wife and I said, now I had just imitated him. tried to get off the stage, and there's walls around, and I walk into the walls. The sarcasm, it's truth. When he walks into the stages, he falls, and I better not ever fall down. They'll say, he said, we just don't want to fall down. You have to keep yourself from falling. You just have to.
About to fall off this chair.
How great was it, New Jersey? 107,000 people, nobody could have ever in history, nobody could have gotten 107,000 people. There's never been a politician.
But now they're going to use the migrants to do it. Some of which are invaders.
He's not learned his lesson yet. But he's a good man, he's going to be with us in some form.
Yeah!
But I said to my wife, like I said, our great first lady, great people like our first lady. So I said, honey, I'll tell you, it was unbelievable. How good was it? It was unbelievable. The crowd, nobody's ever seen a crowd. That broke every record in New Jersey history. Nobody's ever seen 100, and I don't have a guitar. Don't forget, Elvis had a guitar. I don't have a guitar. I stand up here by myself. Terrible. But all these people, I said, how great? Tell me how great. She said, well, he's okay. What do you mean okay?
Like this?
And then she said, the killer of all killers. She said, and what happened? You couldn't find your way off the stage. They showed you walking into the wall.
No problem.
So
Hey, do it with the mask.
had me walking into the walls when I was just imitating Biden because he walks into the wall.
Hey, Johnny Smolsky's my YouTube channel if you're ever on YouTube. I'm in Chicago. I've been following them how they're with the migrants trying to get them to vote.
I consider it a great
That guy was taking a picture of me with the mask.
I got indicted more than Alphonse Capone. Al Capone.
They did. Damn right they did.
Scarface. He was the meanest ever. The worst. He was right down the road, actually, Chicago. He controlled Chicago with an iron fist. If he went out to dinner with a person who didn't like him, they were gone by the next morning, never found again. They're usually a part of the foundation of the building going up, right? I got indicted more than Al Capone.
That's crazy.
If I didn't run for office, I'd be happy.
We're in Wisconsin, John
I
Mayer.
enjoy this better because we're going to make America great again.
Yeah!
Never forget, our enemies want to take away my freedom because I will never ever let them take away your freedom.
Yeah! Oh, I lost my voice on that one.
They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you, and in the end, they're not after me.
They're after us.
I am just standing in their way. I'm standing in their way, and then I'm not moving. I'm not moving.
No, you're not! I would have pussied out with all them court cases. I took that plea deal.
My life could have been so simple. I would have had a beautiful life, but this is a beautiful life. This is far more beautiful.
I was like, give me that plea deal. I'm done going to trial on all that.
Right now, look at that beautiful.
The beautiful lake he's talking about over here. Lake Michigan.
Much better than this. We're sitting on the Pacific with the Atlantic.
Here! Right here with you!
You got shorts.
Yeah, exactly. No shirts.
I'll take the one without the shorts.
Me too.
We're pleased to be joined today by many incredible patriots, including the man who is going to help Wisconsin reverse every single Biden
Who's that?
next U.S. Senator, and this guy is Central Casting.
Come on, Trump, point me out. I'm waving the mask up in the air.
Come on. America's had an outstanding career in business, a real success, and now he's going to get things done. Eric will vote to crack down on illegal immigration and Joe Biden's war disaster, support our police, and turn back the wave of violent crime who will help us rapidly halt Biden inflation and unleash energy the likes of which you have never seen. But most importantly, Eric will defeat.
I gotta switch arms, man. My arms can't put up.
The worst senator in the U.S. Senate, they say. She's the worst senator. She's rated, I think, the lowest, the worst. There's a bad one here, a bad one in Ohio, too. I think he's gonna be defeated for now. But
Man, I wish I
Tammy
was
Baldwin
fucking
wrote
my girl at
every
the work,
single
man. I wish I could have had her with me, help me hold the camera.
100% voted
She
for
had to be at
Biden.
work right now. I wasn't even gonna come. It was just kind of last minute
$11
decision.
trillion worth of votes that have caused massive inflation. She wants to help Biden impose the largest tax hike in American history for 4 straight years. She's cast a vote. And remember, every single time she voted for Crooked Joe Biden.
Come on, Trump,
she
point
voted
at
in
me.
favor of
My YouTube channel needs you to
voted
point at
to
me.
cancel my emergency declaration on the border.
Holding the flag up, I'm holding the mask and the flag up high.
And she opposed a little thing called Rename in Mexico that I did anyway. She opposed it, I did it anyway. And Baldwin supports Joe Biden's effort to undermine...
Got the mask and the flag. I got them all. I'm just trying to get a point. My YouTube channel could use it, Trump. Point this way.
Tammy Baldwin is a radical left Democrat extremist. She's a horrible, horrible senator. And this gentleman, I mean, is this central casting in this man? And his wife looks even better than he does. That's pretty good. But he's going to secure our borders and stop inflation. He's going to help me. We're going to win.
Yeah.
Again, we win Wisconsin and we win the whole thing. We win the whole thing.
Yeah! Hey, yo, get it with me. Hey.
And we do have a gorgeous state. Look at how beautiful Wisconsin is.
They need to legalize marijuana in Wisconsin, though.
Both business guys. In fact, I'm in the development business at development project over
Man, do Buffalo.
20 units, revitalizing the machine. But you know, in the world of business, results matter. And in business, you either get it done or you don't get it done. So let's take a quick look. President Trump, inflation averaged about 1.7%. Almost nothing. Joe Biden, 6%. And I agree with President Trump, the prices have gone up more than 20%. Are you kidding me? They're fudging the numbers.
Yeah, they are.
Incomes. Do you know your incomes grew under President Trump at a faster
Yeah,
rate
damn right they did.
time
And we all had more money and cheap gas and mean tweets.
0.7%. Under Joe Biden, sadly, your wages have declined by 2.9%.
Hang on, we gotta switch battery packs.
In 3 years. They're crushing the middle class. They're crushing the working class. And how about the border? President Trump showed you the numbers. The numbers are clear. He had the border completely under control.
Yes,
Joe
sir.
Biden, first year, over 3
Tim
million.
needed
Second
that
year,
battery
over 3
boost.
million. Fourth, third year, they don't even know. I mean, we may have 16 million illegal immigrants. Our streets are being flooded with fentanyl. And by the way, Mr. President, I know you're going to take care of this. They can't account for 100,000 children. And sadly, too many of those
Boo!
sex trade.
Boo!
Clear. This president, no wars. Joe Biden, the world's awash in conflict.
Damn right!
The results speak for themselves. And Tammy Baldwin has voted with Joe Biden 95.5% of the time.
Boo!
Now I gotta ask you, Mr. President.
And I wish I was all the way up there at the front.
Gorgeous wife. I got married. I'm lucky with a beautiful wife. We've been great relationship, but I can tell you, I don't agree with her 95.5% of the time, and I sure the heck know she doesn't agree with me 95.5% of the time. So how could Tammy Baldwin agree with Joe Biden 95.5% of the time?
Yeah.
She's been a disaster. She's talking about fentanyl. She's done nothing on fentanyl. She has voted for open borders. She has voted for all the debt. Everything she has done wrong.
And
So
I
I'm
just need
gonna
Trump to
get
give me a
off
point. I
stage
know
now.
that'll help my YouTube channel if I could just get that one point at me.
But President Trump raised the apprentice. And this
Yeah.
time, Mr. President, you and I are going to work hard to take back this country because this country is going to be saved right here in Wisconsin. All of you and you
USA! 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 Trump for USA! Switch it up.
Thank you very much. Great job. Go out and get it down. You need that. That's what you need. You need that in Washington. We're also pleased to be joined by former Governor Scott Walker. Scott. Great governor. A great governor. You're coming with us, Scott. You're coming with us. Thank you very much. And a friend of mine for a long time, another great one. This is a great one. I don't know, I've heard he's like the most popular person in your whole state. Although Scott's right there too. Tommy Thompson. Tommy, thank you. And Tommy, I hear you're heading up the Trump campaign in Wisconsin, right?
Hey, I'm doing it in Chicago, Trump. I wish you knew about me. I'm trying, man. I'm only one person, though. I'm in Chicago. Wish you'd give me a shout out. You know, maybe we could get a little group going in Chicago to talk to these migrants to vote for you.
Republican leader Steve Simmons. Third great guy. Steve.
You don't even know about me, though. I probably don't even know I got a YouTube channel where I literally make videos for him, talking to migrants for him. You probably don't even know. That'd be cool if you hit me up one day, though, Trump. My YouTube channel could use it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I've been holding up this mask for fucking 35 minutes now.
Doing a much better job than his predecessor. Thank you very much. And he's working on all sorts of J6 scams and hustles and what's happening. He's in charge of the committee, and I hear you're doing a fantastic job. And you're going to make sure that we have an honest election in the great state of Wisconsin.
How are we, though, with the migrants? They're voting!
Great job. Appreciate it.
Like, no one gets it. I'm downtown every day seeing this shit.
Thank you very much. And we all know he's here because I heard he made a great speech before.
Invaders, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
What's
that shirt say? Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, Mexico. I got one of those. So I'm actually holding up right now.
GOP Chairman Brian Shemming. Thank you, Brian. Very important guy. We're gonna win it. We're gonna win it. We gotta win it. Thank you. And the next candidate from Wisconsin's 8th Congressional District, Tony Weed. Tony, thank you. Another Central Casting guy. Wow. Good-looking people in the state, don't they? Wow. That's great. Good. Thank you, John. Very much. You're going to do great. From the very first day that we take back the White House and crooked Joe Biden, I believe we are going to have the 4 greatest years in the history.
Yeah!
Before we even arrive at the Oval Office, shortly after we win, it's about us. After we win the presidency,
I'm gonna start a part 2 on both of these cameras. Like, subscribe, share, hit thumbs up. I'm gonna do each camera separate.
All those people dead, all those cities destroyed, you can never rebuild them. Never rebuild them like they were. Beautiful.
Like, subscribe, share, hit thumbs up, and thanks for watching. We're gonna restart part 2. This is 47 minutes.
And one thing I'll do that
Download
nobody
it.
else can say, they can not even talk, I know all the players, I will prevent a thing called World War III.
Yeah! But Joe Biden might start it before he gets into office. That might be the problem.
Biden's weakness has put us in grave danger. I will restore peace through strength. You know, again, Russia didn't take any land while Trump was president, but they did take land under Bush. They did take land under Obama. Looks like they're taking the whole country.
Hey, excuse me, sir.
From Biden with all the money that we spent.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it.
And you wouldn't have anybody dead, and you'd have the country would be.
We gotta restart camera 2.
Would be intact.
I'm in camera
He
1.
couldn't do that. And the way he talked, I used to say, boy, he's saying the exact opposite thing that you have to say to get that thing ended. What a horrible, horrible president he has been. In my next term, we will build a great iron dome over our country, a dome like has never seen before, a state-of-the-art missile defense deal that will be entirely built in America, and we will create
Yeah.
on top of everything else, jobs. We need protection. We're going to build the greatest dome of them all. You see what happened in Israel? They shot 3,000 missiles and they knocked down almost all of them. And we're entitled to that also, you know, and it was our idea, by the way. And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it many years ago, but unfortunately then it sounded like Star Wars. He was ahead of his time, actually.
didn't know
But
that.
we didn't have the technology that you have now. Now we have the greatest technology there is. And we're going to build a dome, a safety shield over the top of us so that if we see something coming, in 5 years from now, I'll be talking a little bit differently maybe. We'll see something coming and I say, don't worry, the dome's going to take it. Don't worry about it.
Kind of like how Israel's got that iron.
But we should have that, you know, we should be entitled to that.
Yeah, to the Iron Dome! I like the Iron Dome deal.
To further secure America's future and create opportunity for young people, I will end Joe Biden's war on crypto. We will ensure that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in America. Otherwise, other countries are going to have it.
Yeah!
Countries are going to have it. We're going to rebuild our cities, become beacons of hope, safety, and beauty, better than they've ever been before. Right now, they're death and squalor, and they're falling apart.
Yeah, it really is. That's right.
We will take over the horribly run capital of our nation in Washington, D.C., and clean up, renovate, and rebuild our capital city so that it no longer is a nightmare of murder and crime. People go there from Wisconsin, I want to see the Washington Monument, and they end up getting shot. They end up getting killed. It's a horrible thing taking place in the Capitol. We're going to take it over. It's going to be run properly.
Camera 1, part
It's
2.
going to be clean.
Alright, camera 2, we're about to, we're on camera 1 right here. So camera 2, we're about to pause camera 2 and start a new video on camera 2. Like, subscribe, share, hit thumbs up, and we'll return in 1 second. Go to camera 1 right here for the moment. Yeah, damn right.